Alright, so for today's class, what we did was we looked at the triangles and solving these triangles in trigonometry. So in class, what we did was we took the first question here, which is the red triangle. You can see the angle is 27 degrees, so everything is here. Just change the color so we can work it. We're going to work in green here. So there's your angle, 27. We have this side here, 17, and this is what we're looking for. So what do? The rule is you name the sides. So you go to your right angle here. So there's your hypotenuse. Then this is the angle for the question, therefore this is the opposite and this is the adjacent, okay, which is the remaining angle. So now the next thing you do is write out the word SOHCAHTOA. 3 letters and 3 different sections. So you write out then the equations. S is equal to O over H, C is equal to A over H, and T is equal to O over A. Really important, the next bit, probably the most important thing. You write down what you have and write down what you want. You have, in this case, you have the hypotenuse, there it is 17 degrees, and you have an angle, it's 27 degrees. What do you want? Where's the x? The x is on O, so therefore O is what you want. Really important, then we have angle, hypotenuse, and opposite. Which rule, written above, is hypotenuse and opposite? It's the sine rule, therefore we're going to use, and we're doing our equation, because it's all about coming up with an equation, we have sine, and there are 3 spaces to fill. Space number 1, space number 2, and space number 3, or boxes if you like. The angle always goes over here. So the angle always goes over here. And if we don't have the angle, it'll be x, okay, for the angle. Sometimes that'll happen. But right now we have an angle of 27. We need the O over H. So the O is x, because that's what's written up here. And the H is 17. And that's all I wanted you to learn today. Took a second example. Let's look at the second example. The second example was a triangle in blue here. What do we have and what do we want? And name the sides and all this stuff. Same system. So here's the, name the sides first. So here we go, there's the side, there's the angle, and there's the first side we know is the hypotenuse. Here's the angle for the question, therefore that's the opposite, which is x in this case. And here's the remaining side, the adjacent. We write the rule, SOHCAHTOA, break into its 3 parts. Sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan is equal to opposite over adjacent. Next, the most important bit coming up. What do we have and what do we need? We have the adjacent, we have the angle. Oh, watch that carefully. We don't use A and A for angle. We write out the word angle because otherwise you'll be confused. Angle and then A, and we need the O, okay? So which rule has A and O in it? There's only one rule, it's the tan, and that allows us to set up our equation. There's our equal sign, the tan, here's the angle, and O over A, x over 12. O is x and 12. There we go. That's all I want you to learn today on that. Final example, example number 3 here. Here's our triangle in red. Here's our hypotenuse, name the sides. Here's the angle for the question, therefore that's the opposite and that's the adjacent. Write out the word SOHCAHTOA, SOHCAHTOA. Write out what we have, really important. Write out what do we have. We have the angle and we have A. Remember, spell out the word angle. And we're looking for H. H is where the x is over here. So we now know A and H are the 2 really important sides here. Which rule from here, here, and here uses A and H? It's the cosine. And therefore, when we're setting up our equation, which is the really important part to set up the equation, it's going to start with cosine. Why do we pick cosine? Because these are the sides we have and want, A and H. So therefore, cosine of angle 21 degrees is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. The adjacent is 5 and the hypotenuse is x, and therefore we have our equation. That is all I want you to learn today, but I'm going to give you a small bit of homework, and here it is now. So I want you, here's the triangle here, here is the right angle, here is 27 degrees, here is where the x is, and that is 17 centimeters. And tonight I want you to do the whole business just like I did there. There's the triangle, there's the question, there's what we want, there's what we have, here's the angle for the question. Can you do that exactly as we did today in class? And that will do me. All right, we will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.